So hi everyone. You welcome to this inaugural lecture. So we are going to meet everybody. Like, we want to know your background so that we can be able to serve you more better. So my name goes by Taufik Yusuf. I'm a co-founder of Cloud Devops, and I work as a cloud DevOps lead in Infosys. And I've also supported more than 10 production releases in my company. So we are the right fit basically for this training, and we are going to ensure that we walk you through the journey on how we are going to make you a cloud DevOps engineer by the end of 4 months. So the way we actually design the training basically is to start from scratch, because can we mute ourselves, please? Let me mute everybody. Can you meet everybody, please, Austin? Mute Mr. Daniel and Mr. Peter, please.
Done.
Okay. Yeah. So we are going to start from scratch, basically, like right from the ABCD in IT, because we actually understand that most people does not have any knowledge in IT. Like let me say, if I should ask you what's the meaning of infrastructure, or what's the meaning of network infrastructure, or what do you understand by server, right? So we might not have this basic understanding. So we are starting from the scratch, basically, right from Windows Server Administration, where we are going to walk you through how to promote a server to become a domain controller. You will learn what they call network infrastructure, what do we mean by infrastructure, and all these things, basically, which is going to span for 1 month. So once we are now done with that, we'll now move you to Linux Server Administration, which will also span for 1 month. In that Linux Server Administration, you are going to learn how to run a Linux command in a Linux operating system, because the bedrock of where we are going, which is cloud DevOps, you need to understand Linux. Linux is the bedrock for cloud and DevOps. So you must be able to run a Linux command in a Linux operating system. You are going to learn the basic and advanced networking in Linux. You will learn file transfer protocol. You will learn network transfer protocol. You'll be able to create a directory. You'll be able to create a user. You'll be able to add a user to a policy in Linux Server Administration. And that will span for 1 month. So once we are now done with that, then we'll now move you to cloud, because the Windows Server and the Linux is actually to onboard everybody with no knowledge in IT to cloud, basically, because the goal is for you to become a cloud DevOps engineer. So you need the knowledge of Linux, and you need the knowledge of Windows Server, right? So once we now get to cloud, we have different cloud service provider in the industry. We have what we call AWS, which is Amazon Web Service. We have Microsoft Azure. We have Google Cloud. We have Oracle Cloud. We have IBM. We have Alibaba. We have DigitalOcean, right? All these are cloud service provider, but we are actually leveraging on AWS. AWS own the highest market share in the industry. Most companies they host their software application on AWS. So if most companies host their application on AWS, so this company, they are going to need a cloud engineer, or I can call them a cloud DevOps engineer, to help them to manage this infrastructure they host in the cloud. So that's where you now comes in, right? So you will learn various services in the cloud. By the second week in cloud, you'll be able to host a static website on an S3 bucket. You will learn API servers. You'll be able to leverage on what we call EC2 instance in cloud, right? So once you are now done with cloud, then we'll now move to DevOps, right? You need the knowledge of cloud to be able to survive in DevOps. DevOps is just like an acronym that is coined from the word development and operation, right? So the idea is that if the programmer writes their code and push their code to a central repository, let me say GitHub, for example, right? Then you are the DevOps engineer that you are going to use the tools like a building tool to build the code, run some code scanning, because this code might have some errors, right? Because this code is being written by human and it's prone to human error, basically, right? So you are going to use like an automation tool to scan this code after you have built the code and now deploy the code on top of the infrastructure you provision in the cloud, right? So you see that you need the knowledge of cloud before we now move to DevOps. And in DevOps, we are going to expose you to a lot of tools you are going to learn. You will learn tools like CI/CD tool. CI/CD tool, I call it continuous integration, a continuous delivery, a continuous deployment, right? You will learn CI/CD tool like Jenkins. You will learn building tools like Maven. You will learn an Artifactory tool like Nexus and JFrog. You will learn what we call a microservice architecture, right? These are what you are going to actually learn in DevOps. So by the end of this program, once you've trained to become a cloud DevOps engineer, we do advise everybody to write a certification called AWS Solution Architect Associate Level, right? Because the reason why we do encourage everybody to write this is to actually validate your knowledge in cloud. And also, once you are ready to apply for a job, right, you need to actually build your LinkedIn profile. Certified AWS Solution Architect that will attract recruiters to want to message you, to want to schedule you for an interview, right? So that's why we do encourage this certification. Basically, it's not that it's required to land on the job, but it's just kind of, let me say, and also to also validate certification. You'll be able to actually know a lot of services like AWS offered, right? So by the end of the program, you'll become a cloud DevOps engineer and you'll be actually ready to pick up a job. In fact, once you are done with the training, you can conveniently claim 3 to 4 years experience, because in cloud and DevOps, training basically is we run it like a project, right? Each topic with different projects. So you can be able to claim these projects in interview that while working in XYZ company, these are what you did. You actually host a static website on an S3 bucket. You were the DevOps engineer who creates CI/CD pipeline for like to aid deployment, you know? So this training is going to be purely hands-on, though we can explain some theoretical aspects for you, but the major part is hands-on, right? Is purely hands-on. So you need to be actually dedicated to the training, and it actually require commitment as well, you know? So this is just the brief overview of the training. So let me still give a chance for my colleague to talk, which is Mr. Osai Cyril. Mr. Osai Cyril, are you there, please?
Okay, hello. Good evening, everybody.
Go ahead, Mr. Cyril.
I'm muted. Sorry, I'm mute. I didn't know I was muted. Good evening, everybody. Yeah. So, my name is Cyril Osai. I'm one of the co-founders of Real Cloud Experts. Professionally, I work as a cloud and DevOps engineer for a fintech here in Lagos. So my guys have said quite a lot about our training, the procedures, and also the duration. So I will just cap on what they have said. So for the duration, some of you will know that it's 4 months, right? And the first month is on Windows Server, then the second month is on Linux, the third month is on cloud, Then the fourth month, which is the final month, is on Devops. So after this training, we also assist our students to prepare them for interview sessions. We also assist our students to guide them on how to build their LinkedIn profile, and also assist them in writing skill test, LinkedIn skill test, after you have completed your AWS exam. And also, when there are job openings from recruiters, we also inform our students to also apply for those jobs and for those roles available. Okay, so basically we've said quite enough, and I would like to open the floor for questions. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. As you may know, the payment also we pay every month for the training. So there's a payment plan. Okay, so that's why we broke the payment to monthly payments, right? And we expect students to start making their payments from the first week of the new month. Okay, so if there's any question, you can ask right now. Feel free to ask if you have any question. Hello, anybody? You want to ask a question? You can just unmute yourself and ask.
So maybe in the absence of no question, we can just easily call out like to actually meet our students, right? So let me call it a prospective student, basically. So let us call out their names so we can be able to meet them and know their background, know where they're coming from, so that to actually better serve them, basically.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me start.
Who is
go ahead.
starting first?
Go ahead.
Who is starting first? You go ahead. Just call the names.
Okay. Yeah. So let me start with Mr. Momo Innocent. Can we meet you, please?
Mr. Innocent.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, sir. You're welcome.
Good evening, everyone. Yeah, Innocent Momo is my name. Background, I studied pharmacology.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Based in Port Harcourt, yeah.
Do you have any previous experience in IT or in any computer?
Yeah,
science?
basic background knowledge, yes. But not in apps development, and just what we want to study now. Software, Word, Excel, just basic computer knowledge, yeah.
Okay, yeah, you can still actually cope with the training. So we just need your dedication, your commitments, because it's purely hands-on, right? And for you to actually become a cloud DevOps engineer, like you need to be dedicated to the training, basically. You need to practice everything, because we do send like a recorded session to like everybody, like at the end of the session, like we do send a recorded video to everybody's email. So we expect everybody to actually practice everything before the next class, basically. So with this, you can be able to cope with the training, and the goal basically is for you to become a cloud DevOps engineer. So it requires that dedication, commitment, and you need to practice. So if you run into if you run into any issues while practicing, we have a WhatsApp group where you can actually screenshot your issues, and both the trainee and the trainer will actually help you to rectify these issues, basically. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, you're
nice
welcome.
To be here,
yeah. So, Mr. Amaze Peter, can we meet you, please?
Yeah. Good day, everyone. My name is Amaze Peter. I have a master's in engineering, electrical electronics. I think that is all for now. Did you get that?
Yes, Peter, we heard you. Good evening and welcome to the platform. So do you have any questions?
So far so good. I think for now I'm good.
Okay. You said you did masters in electrical and computer engineering, if I heard you right.
Electrical electronics. Yeah.
Okay, electrical electronics. But outside that, you don't have any other IT knowledge, like
Okay,
software
I have
development.
yeah, I do have certification in Computer Security Plus. I've done some.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, so like my colleague have rightly said, you are going to enjoy the process. All we need for you to succeed in this program is the hunger, the dedication. And yes, like I told some of my friends and others that are joining, what I would advise you to avoid in the course of this program is procrastination.
Okay.
Do it later. I will do it. I will watch it later. Because for after each session, you're expected to go and practice and produce the same result that you saw during training. So I know it's not going to be easy. If anybody tell you that it is easy, it's a lie.
Nothing good is actually easy.
Issues. There will be issues, but that's resiliency, the perseverance, the desire to continue, because you don't want to give up, you don't want to stop halfway, and you want to get to the end of it. And the beauty of it all is that we are going to be there right from day one to the very last. So if there is any challenge, you can always bring it forward. We'll work with you together. In some cases, it may require me maybe scheduling a particular time with you, or with maybe if you're more than one that is having similar issue, we can schedule a different time out of our usual Saturday, Sunday durations, and schedule a session, a link, and you share your screen, and we'll just rectify it within minutes.
That would be nice.
Sometimes when you run into issues, it's usually maybe an oversight, probably one or two things that you skip to do, that or you maybe miss a comma somewhere, or you miss a slash somewhere. So, but at the time, a fresh eye like your trainers, go through your screen, they will easily pick it up and go. So see where you miss something. Once you are put to, you are good to go. So that hunger is what I need from you. Trust me, by the end of these 4 or 5 months, you will be amazed at the level of knowledge you've acquired and the things.
That would be nice.
And the beauty of all this is this: Devops is a new concept in IT development, and there is massive adoption globally. And again, you can be in Nigeria and work for any company in the world.
Yeah, and that reminds me, I have a quick question for you.
Please go ahead.
Why, aside the AWS, don't you think it would be better we have a little knowledge of Azure and Google Cloud?
Okay, like I pointed out earlier while we started that we have multiple cloud service providers, but AWS is the pioneer. And now, being the pioneer, they offer the most services. And if you go to the cloud industry, the cloud market, you find out that AWS is conveniently dominating the market. What does that mean? That means if you have like 100 industries or companies that are using IT services, at least 60 of them are using AWS. So there is a saying that what is worth doing is worth doing well. So if I want to go into cloud and I know that this guy is the Baba, it's better I go there now. And again, there is another thing that it will interest you to know, that knowledge of AWS is, in fact, it gives you like 60% idea of what any other cloud background defines yourself. I'm going to use myself as, for instance, in my present company, I'm AWS certified, but in my present position, even before I joined, we have services running in Google platform. We have services running in Azure, Microsoft Azure. Do you get? Now, but as I speak to you, I'm the one responsible for managing all those things. And I didn't have prior knowledge of Azure or Google platform. So my knowledge of AWS is sufficient. And again, the cloud concept is the same. The only difference is the nomenclature. Like in AWS, a server is called EC2 instance. In Azure, it's called Azure Virtual Machine. In Google, it's Google Compute Engine. So a server is a server.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's correct.
So if you are good with AWS, trust me, you are okay. Even when companies that are running on any other platform, when
cloud platform, okay,
they want you to come because they know you can easily fit in. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So that will take us to Daniel. Daniel, if you can hear me, please, can you unmute yourself and?
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Daniel.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. My background is a little bit mixed because I had my BS in economics back home in Nigeria, and I had my master's in finance and MBA back in the UK. But presently, I'm in Texas, and I heard about the whole AWS thing about 4 months ago, and like you said, procrastination isn't a good thing. So I've been procrastinating that I would join one of the classes, but it took me a while, and I was a little bit convinced by a friend of Taufik that introduced me to AWS, and I'm here. And I won't really say I have proud knowledge of IT, but I'll just use the word I have basic computing knowledge, and I don't have any question for anyone for now.
Okay, welcome to the platform, Daniel.
You're welcome, Mr. Daniel. So all what we just need from you basically is that dedication and commitment. Even though you don't have any knowledge in IT, don't worry. We are going to actually walk you through right from the simple to complex on how you are going to become the cloud DevOps engineer. And in the next the next 5-6 months, you should actually pick up a job as a cloud DevOps engineer, right? So we just actually require that willingness and readiness and commitment, dedication to the training. You need to actually practice everything because, as I said, it's purely hands-on, right? It's purely hands-on. So before you can be able to actually learn this thing very fast, you can't just watch the video and say, okay, you understand the process, you understand this. No, you need to actually practicalize everything we did in class. If we should provision an EC2 instance in class, you need to actually provision it yourself as well. You need to open your own AWS account, provision this thing as well yourself, because you are going to run into issues, that's for sure. So as you are running into issues, then you now, at least we do advise that before you message the WhatsApp platform that, oh, you are running into issues, I want you to actually troubleshoot yourself first, that particular error you are facing, paste that error in the Google. You'll be able to see so many suggestions how you can actually remediate this problem, right? Because because we need you to actually build your troubleshooting skills. Because if for you to become a cloud DevOps engineer, you need to actually have a very Googling skill. Like you need to be able to know how to troubleshoot, right? So is when you troubleshoot, if you are still stuck, then you can actually screenshot your issue and post to the group. So both the trainer and trainer will now help you to now solve the issue, right? So I want you to practice everything we are taking you. Practice everything right from Windows Server. In your first month, you are going to install what they call virtual machine, hypervisor. You need to actually install all those software as well on your laptop, and you need to practicalize everything the trainer is doing, right? That's like after we are done with this session, because on every session, we just need you to actually listen and see the whole process, how the trainer is provisioning everything. So after the session, we are going to send a recorded video, a private video to like everybody's email. So we now expect you to watch the video and practicalize everything the trainer actually did, right? So yeah, so this is the way you can actually be successful in this training, because if you are just watching the video, as I said, you won't learn anything. You need to practicalize it. So you're welcome, and we hope you have a very good experience in this training.
Yeah, thanks. Grateful.
Yeah, so let me Mrs. Mina. Can we meet you, please?
Hello, good morning.
Yeah.
So, okay, let me start by saying thank you for introducing me to this great career path. I'm currently located in Texas here, and that's in health management. And I currently work as a certified contract manager in the state of Texas. And so I'm just trying to make a transition into IT and just pretty much make a career change. As we all know, the world is changing. And my cousin here, my brother, is the one who introduced me to this great program. So thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah. So, like as I said, we just need that dedication and commitment, basically. So, if you can be able to be dedicated to the training and practice everything, by the end of 4 months, you should be a cloud DevOps engineer. And after your certification, you are certified, then yes, I can say you can actually pick up a job as a cloud DevOps engineer, claiming 3 to 4 years experience, because everything we are going to be doing is projects, is a project-based training, basically. So on every training session is project upon project. So on this project, you can actually claim it, saying that, okay, while working in this social company, you were the DevOps engineer who leverage on helping them to set up their pipeline. You maintain their microservice architecture. You help them to provision clusters in the cloud, So these are what you can actually claim in the interview, basically. So you're welcome, and we are actually happy to train you to become a cloud DevOps engineer, basically. Okay, so let me go with Mrs. Green Marianne.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening.
Okay, I'm Green Marianne. I'm an environmental biologist based here in Port Harcourt, Nigeria. I don't have any knowledge on IT.
Okay. Can we know your undergraduate?
I said I'm an environmental biologist.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah, sure. So, Mrs. Marianne, we just need you to be dedicated to the training, and by the end of 4 months, I can assure you that you are going to become a cloud DevOps engineer. So we just need you to practice everything we'll be doing, and I can assure you by the end of the program, you should land on a job as a cloud DevOps engineer. You're welcome. Okay, so Mr. Anthony.
Thank you. Please, I have a question. Or would I say a request?
Yes. Go ahead.
Please. I want to know if you can help us, provide us with the softwares we should download before the training starts.
I would say you don't need to actually be in a hurry, because the trainer is going to actually take you the Windows Server administration, will walk you through on how you are going to install the software. In your day one, you will need to actually download some software, so which your trainer will actually walk you through the process, how you are going to Google that particular software, how you are going to download it, and how you are going to install it. Everything will be shown in the day one of the of the lecture. In the day one, you will need to download what they call Hypervisor. You will need to download what they call Windows Server 2010 or 2016, right? So don't worry, the trainer is going to actually walk you through the process, right?
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. So, and as we said, this training is weekend, Saturday and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. CST, and that is equivalent to 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Nigerian time, right? So, and it's going to be on Zoom, basically, and we do have a recorded session that we'll send to everybody by the end of each session. Okay, so yeah, Mr. Calories. Can we meet you, please? Mr. Calories, are you there?
Okay, I guess he's just joined.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah,
Yes.
my name is Damilare Lawal.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm also interested in the class, particularly DevOps. I'm certified in AWS Solutions Architect, and I'm into cybersecurity.
Oh, wow, great. Great. Okay. Yeah. So that's nice. So since you have a little bit of experience of cloud, so at least that will actually put you on a little bit of edge, so you can be able to actually leverage on this training to become a full cloud DevOps engineer. Because what you are going to actually training on is beyond the certification. We are going to inculcate the skill basically, because if you just go about say, okay, you just want to apply for the certification, you want to have CompTIA A+, you want to have AWS Solution Architect, you want to have solution developers, believe me, you are not still going to land on that job, because what they are going to ask you, what that certification will just give to you, will just give you that chance to be able to talk to an interviewer, right? If the interviewer see that certification, that will actually attract the recruiters who want to schedule for an interview, but that will not actually land you on the job. What is going to land you on the job is the skill we are going to actually, the hands-on, basically what you can claim in the interview, because believe me, they are going to grill you in the interview. They will start asking you scenario question, right? Okay, so like, can you explain your pipeline for me? What do you understand by CI/CD? So they want to ask you as in deep things, and you can't be able to know all these things if you just have the certification. So you need a cloud DevOps engineer working as a cloud DevOps engineer, basically, to actually train you and walk you through the whole process and give you that hands-on required to land on a job and still also survive on the job, right? Because why preparing for your certification? You won't actually know how to even host a LAMP stack application. Like a LAMP stack is just like an acronym that is Linux, Apache, MySQL, right? And PHP. If you don't have the hands-on experience, there's no way you can be able to host this kind of website on AWS, right? So this is actually beyond certification. And this is what most companies actually need, right? There is a production release I actually supported last month. They actually asked me to host a static website on an S3 bucket. You can actually know that if you just have certification, right? So it's because I've been working as a cloud DevOps engineer. So like I was able to actually know how to actually do these things, right? So with this training, you will actually know how to host a static website on an S3 bucket. You'll be able to know how to host a dynamic website leveraging on servers on AWS, database on AWS, right?
Yeah, good. And then another question is, what component of DevOps do you guys teach? Does it include all the Maven, Ansible, Terraform, Docker, Kubernetes, and all those things?
Wow, that's a very good question. Yeah. So that proves that you are not actually a newbie, basically. So in the DevOps aspects, we are going to teach you the complete CI/CD pipeline. The building tool we are going to leverage on is Maven. As we all know, we have different building tools in the industry, right? We have Maven, we have Gradle, we have Ants, right? But we are going to leverage on Maven because most companies, most projects actually support Maven, right? So we are going to actually teach you the complete CI/CD pipeline. And you mentioned one infrastructure as code tool, which is called Terraform, right? So this is what we are going to actually put you guys on: the complete CI/CD pipeline to deploy a monolithic application and also a microservice application, leveraging on Kubernetes, Docker, and the rest. So don't worry about that. This is what we are going to do by the end of the training. All right.
Training lasts for how many weeks?
It's 4 months in total, but for the first month, we are going to treat Windows Server Administration. The second month, we are going to teach Linux Server Administration. Then the third month is AWS Cloud. Then in the fourth month, that will be DevOps. So it's 4 months per program.
Okay. Then it's just 1 month be able to complete the DevOps application training and stuff.
Yes, because the cloud and the DevOps is 8 weeks, right? So so we believe with 8 weeks, you can be able to learn how to actually host application on the cloud and also leverage on DevOps practice to deploy application on this infrastructure. So yeah, that would be enough basically.
Okay. Well, finally, what about GitHub and finally job search? Do you guys helping people to get them through the interview or something to set them up for jobs opportunity? Or it's just training and everybody goes to find what he wants to do?
The first question, you mentioned GitHub, right? GitHub is a DevOps tool, which is a source code management. I call it source of truth. Yes, you will learn GitHub when we get to DevOps, right? And to go with your second question, you mentioned if we are going to assist in the job search. Definitely, that's a bonus. Once you are done with the program, as I said, we do encourage everybody to write a certification called AWS Solution Architect. So once you are done with the certification, you come back to us. We help you to build your LinkedIn profile, right? We help you to build your resume, and also we give you interview preparation, questions to actually expect on the interview. So at least I can say you might not be able to get all these kind of things outside basically. So we just actually give this as a bonus. So it's not just the training and we just leave you dry. No, we'll be there with you on how you are going to actually land on that job. What I just need, because this is the vital part basically. This is our part. We can actually train everybody and give you the interview preparation, like help you to build your LinkedIn profile. We are going to fulfill that promise, definitely. But what we need from the trainees is to actually be dedicated to the training, because believe me, it's not automatic. You just need to trust the process, and you need what we need from you is you need to practice, repractice, and practice. If you can be able to practice everything we'll be doing, I can guarantee you that yes, you are going to arise to the stage where we'll be giving you the interview preparation. But if you are just, maybe we are done with the training and you are still in cloud, or you now pile everything up, you are not practicing, there's no way you can actually even come to us that, okay, you are done, you want to actually get a job now, right? So even you yourself, you will know that you are not yet actually done. You are not ready to actually land on a job. You understand? So what we are going to fulfill our parts, which is to actually train you, give you the required knowledge to land on a job. And also we are still offering the bonuses of helping you to build your LinkedIn profile, resume building, and interview preparation. We are going to fulfill that promise, but we just need one thing from you. Please, you need to come hungry and be ready. That readiness is the key, because to get these 6 figures, like 6 figures, like IT 6 figures, you can be able to get $150,000 job. You can be able to work 2 jobs. These are just running your mouth, right? But it's not actually easy. It's not, as you need to actually practice. Like, you need to be ready for this thing. It's not hard. It's not that it's difficult, but it's just kind of wide. So since you have that defined route, you have a cloud DevOps engineer that can walk you through this program. So what we just need on every bit, on every training session, create a time and practice. So when you practice and run into issues, that is actually nice because that will help you to build your troubleshooting skills. You understand? So you are because believe me, you are going to run into issues while practicing. Why during the session, the trainer might not make mistake because why? He knows what he's doing, right? But while practicing, maybe you just miss a particular step or you miss a particular command. You understand? So there are some issues you are going to run into. So we don't advise that you will just come to the group that, oh, see the error you are facing. We do want you to first troubleshoot yourself. So if you are not getting it, then you can now screenshot and throw it to the WhatsApp platform. So with this, you are actually building yourself naturally. If in fact, you won't know when you will just fully transition that you just look at yourself that, oh, wow, just 4 months program, I'm now so very good at this thing, right? So like, it's just like you going to the gym now. Maybe the first weight you carry is just 50, maybe it's 10 kg. But as you are going, you can now carry 15 kg, 20 kg, just like that. So like, it's just the same thing with this training. You need to be dedicated and you need to practice everything. If you can be able to do this, I can say yes. After the training program, after 4-5 months, you should land on the job. You should land on the job. As a matter of fact, like our last batch, right? There was a guy who just got a job 2 weeks ago. He got a job with Bank of America as their cloud DevOps engineer, $125,000 per annum. It's just this training. The guy read, I think he read microbiology. This guy did not have any experience in IT, no any power experience. But what he just did, he was able to take this thing upon himself by practicing everything we are doing. So if you can be able to practice everything, I can tell you, we are here for you guys. We all work as a cloud DevOps engineer, and we all have supported more than 10 production releases, right? So we can actually support you on how you are going to actually land on the job. All right. So we just need you to come hungry and be dedicated to the training. So if you can be able to have that, yes, you are going to land on the job after the program.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And
So
we'll meet tomorrow.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
You can mute yourself, please. I think you have some
Yeah,
noise.
then the payment, once I pay through my GTD, then I can send a receipt, right?
For US residents is $400 per month, while for Nigerian residents is 50,000 naira. So if you reside in Nigeria, it's 50,000 naira per month, but if you reside in US, it's $400 per month. So I believe you reside in US, right?
Yeah, but I'm in Nigeria, so I may be there for a while.
You are a US resident, basically.
I'm a US resident, but I shuttle in between the two.
Yeah, if you are a US resident and is actually $400 per month. Yeah, it's $400 per month.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, so yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Calories. So let me meet Mr. Tosin. Can we meet you, please?
Okay, thank you. Thank you for all the explanation. My name is Tosin. I'm an IT GRC consultant. My background is IT infrastructure, so I'm very familiar with the Windows lineup ecosystem, from the operating system to the Windows servers, even up to networking. So I'm very, very familiar with that. I'm very familiar with some of the cloud technologies in some way, because like I said, I have some experience within the server environment, so I'm able to relate. I'm really keen on this DevOps part, especially the cloud automation part. because I really, really feel that this is where I should be heading as far as my career is concerned. I just dropped off a little bit to focus more on the other part of consulting, that's the IT management and IT governance part of consulting. So, but here I'm looking to find my way back and hopefully, get relevant experience and then try and make up for the lost years with this decision I've just made. But I have a question. I missed the first 15 to 20 minutes of the introduction to this class. I don't know if you already mentioned things around the tools we'll be needing to help ourselves. That is, if we could get a laptop, what kind of laptop, operating system, specification, and things like that, that would help us to know how to, go about preparing and practicing some of the things that will be taught in class. Thank you very much.
Oh, wow. You're welcome, Mr. Tosin. So since you have like a little bit of experience in cloud, so that's actually nice. So to go with your last question, we just need you to have a regular laptop, 8 gig RAM minimum, because you are going to install some softwares in the Windows servers part and in the Linux servers lecture. So we just need you to have like 8 gig RAM, like it might be any kind of laptop, basically. We don't have specification, HP, Dell, Lenovo, like anyone, Compaq, you just need to actually have that 8 gig RAM and that's it, And to go with the your first question, you ask, yes, you said you are a cloud infrastructure engineer. You understand the Windows Server administration part and Linux Server administration. That's actually nice. And we are going to train you to become a cloud DevOps engineer. In the DevOps aspect, we are going to expose you with a lot of tools. DevOps, why DevOps is very special and why the job is very, very demanding is because there are a lot of things they expect from DevOps engineer. They expect you to learn, to have a good exposure in a lot of tools like CI/CD tool, for example. We have a lot of tools in the industry. We have Jenkins, we have Circle CI, we have Harness, we have TeamCity. We have a lot of tools, but you can be able to actually know one, which is like Jenkins. Jenkins is a very popular CI/CD tool, right? You can be able to know, or you can be able to know the rest of the tools, right? So we are going to expose you to a lot of tools in DevOps, both on how to deploy a monolithic and how to deploy a microservice application. Tools like Kubernetes, right, to orchestrate your containers, right? We are going to leverage on Kubernetes. We are going to leverage on Docker. We are going to leverage on Maven, Nexus, JFrog, SonarQube, a lot of tools in DevOps, right? So it's in that. So I want to advise everybody, like when we get to the cloud DevOps, you need to actually take the train, like you need to be very aggressive with the practice, right? Because that is actually what is going to land you on that job. Windows Server and Linux is just to onboard everybody to IT. Linux, as I said, is the bedrock of cloud DevOps. That's just what it's just to onboard you. What you is the cloud and the DevOps aspect. We want everybody to be aggressive with the practicing, because there you will learn a lot of services, a lot. You'll be able to learn how to host a dynamic website, how to host a website, like how to interact with APIs, how to host a serverless application. And in DevOps, you'll be able to learn how to deploy application, like how to build application and all these things, and how to run a code scanning on those, like on this application. So you will learn a lot in cloud DevOps, right? So we just want you to just come hungry, and I want to assure you that we are going to keep to the promise, and we are going to land you on that job, right? So on the Windows server and the Linux server, the trainer that will be taking you is Mr. Richard. So you are going to meet Mr. Richard tomorrow. It will be the one to onboard you on the Windows and the Linux aspects, right? So I think I've answered your question, right?
Mr. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. So like we just want you to We just need your dedication, please. I keep mentioning that you won't understand now until until when we get to cloud DevOps. We need that dedication because it's not believe me, it's not all about the money. It's not all about, because we just want to impact. We want to make sure that, yes, by the end of the training, everybody land on a job, right? So because we want you to just finish and you just be because the easiest way to lose interest is when you pile everything up. Maybe you say, okay, you practice next week, right? So if you should pile everything up, you get discouraged a lot. So I would say in Nigeria pidgin English, we do call it as the odds, as the odds. You get practice immediately we are done with the training session. You understand? Practice everything. Don't pile anything up. Don't say, okay, maybe by next week you are going to practice this lecture. Make sure that on every session you practice it. And that's the reason why the training is just twice a week, just Saturday and Sunday. You have Monday to Friday to actually practice, right? So we don't want you to just carry everything over, what you're supposed to practice this week. You now say you want to practice it, let me say the upper week, right? So it won't actually help you, and it won't help us as well. So in as much that we want to actually impact, we still need you to, we want that from you, basically. Please come hungry and be ready. Please be dedicated and be committed. If you have this, I'm telling you, you are going to land on the job after the training program. Yeah, thank you. Mr. Ugo, please, can we meet you?
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, hello.
My name is Mr. Ezo Gochuku, and I'm a graduate from and I've been in the IT space for a while. I've been opportunity to work in an enterprise environment managing Oracle database. So I was in backup and recovery and all that. So that's just basically what I've experienced in the tech space. Then I'm also a core banking solution provider in Nigeria. So that's basically that.
Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome to the training, Mr. Ugo. So we are going to keep to our promise by training you to become a cloud DevOps engineer and giving you the bonuses of the LinkedIn profile building, resume building, and interview preparation. So what we just need from you, we just need that dedication, readiness, and commitment to the training. And if you can be able to have that by the end of the program, you should actually pick up a job as a cloud DevOps engineer. Do you still have any question regarding do you have any worry or anything you want us to clear?
Hearing you say about, I think it's going to last for, I don't know, because we've been on this training for 2 months now. So is this, it's just for the new persons joining the class?
Oh.
Because I've heard you.
Oh, sorry. Mr. Ugo, are you June batch or the August batch? Hello?
Yeah, August. Can you hear?
Oh. This inaugural session is not for you, basically. This is for the new batch. This is for the new batch. So this is for the new batch. So okay, so since you are here now, do you have anything to actually like a form of advice to give the new batch? Like what you've experienced so far, basically?
Yeah, it has been smooth. For everything, and he has been able to carry both those that have tech, even those that can't move their mouse and navigate through.
Yeah,
So
go ahead.
He was able to carry everybody along.
Okay.
to cope with everybody. So it has been a very nice.
It's been very nice.
He has been doing a great work. So I want to advise any IT background to just you've learned, like maybe you don't have a good knowledge of them on to you accurately this time. You're going to learn it and practice that level in the IT space.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Ugo. So like as you see, like it's like the August batch. So you have gone through Windows Server administration and Linux Server administration. So like it's about to start cloud, which is tomorrow basically, tomorrow. So please, we just need that, we need your dedication and commitments. If you can be able to have this, even though you don't have any knowledge in IT, like even though you don't know how to type, like you don't know how to even move a mouse, as I said, right? You can still survive in this training if you are actually ready to learn. If you are ready to learn and you are actually ready for this program, I can tell you categorically that yes, it's very, very possible and you are going to land on a job. This is this is beyond the training. Like I've seen so many people, even my friends that does not have any knowledge in IT, but because I was able to actually self-train them, give them that defined route, and they were able to actually land on a job. So it's just all about that dedication. That's say, okay, like, am I actually ready for this thing? If you're actually ready and yeah, believe me, like the training program will be so very smooth for you. All right. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Ugo. So I don't know.
You.
Yeah, you're welcome. Mr. Daniel Balogun. Can we meet you, please?
Oh, sorry. Sorry, what did you say?
No, like I want to meet you, like can I know your background? Like, do you have any questions to ask us regarding the training? Yeah.
So my name is Balogun Daniel. I'm currently in the US. So I'm actually I'm going to school to get my degree in computer science. So so this is like for me to like just get a job and so I can like sponsor myself to school, and if possible like also like make like so I can like just have like a stepping stone into like the field.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's what it mainly is for me.
So like, are you with August batch, right, Mr. Daniel? Because I can see this name in August batch, right?
Yes.
Oh, this inaugural lecture is not for you, basically. Like, it's for the new intake. It's for the October batch. Yeah, you know.
Oh, they sent it to the group chat. That's why. Because
okay.
they added.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
You guys are starting cloud tomorrow, right?
Yes, we already we just finished the notes. We're about to start cloud tomorrow.
Okay. Happy learning.
Thank you. I'll just leave.
Okay, so do we still have any question, or do we have anything we want to ask now so I can be able to answer? Do I have any question? I'm still expecting some few people to join, but in the absence of no question, or Mr. Austin, do you still have anything you want to pass across to the prospective students?
Yes, okay. Yes, I do. But before I go on, I think Godwin Asuga just entered. So I don't know, Mr. Godwin, can we meet you? Is he part of the old students? Godwin, are you the August batch or you are a new prospective student? Hello?
Yeah, I think you have a noise in your background,
Mr.
Mr. Godwin.
Background. Okay.
Yeah, you can just mute. Yeah.
Yes, I've muted him. Okay, what I have to say is looking at the number of participants we have here, I know some people have already dropped. Majority of you have already made your payments, but those that are yet to make payment, I encourage you to go ahead and do so, because by tomorrow you are commencing your Windows Server Administration training. So go ahead and do so. Okay, I think that is just what I have. We've captured the highlight of the day. So, and I encourage you, like my colleague have already said several times, the secret, there is no secret apart from practicing. There is no secret and there is no magic anywhere. You can do it if you believe you can. It's going to be difficult. If I tell you that it will be easy, I'll be lying to you. It's going to be difficult. Just know that, prepare your mind to meet it. But the most important thing that you are going to be tutored. So it's not like you are on your own, going through the internet, jumping from one video to another. No, you are going to be tutored all through the way. So there is this hand holding. You don't need to worry, but the most important thing is practice, 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 and practice. Believe you me, from now to the next 5 months, if someone hear you speak about cloud computing, about Devops, about the person will be thinking probably will be working for the past 4 or 5 years. Because the whole idea of the training is to give you minimum of 2-3 years experience. That is what you are going to put on your CV. Okay, 2-3 years experience. So you are not going to be lost when you find yourself in a production environment whereby we have services running on either on what we call ECS or EKS, that is Kubernetes. You won't be worried, you won't be perturbed at all because you are already comfortable with it. So he has already said you can claim all the projects you will do in the process, especially when we start from cloud. All the projects that will be done during this is what you can claim during your interviews. So we are going to prepare you for interview, we're going to prepare your LinkedIn profile, and we're going to help you for your CV. As for the jobs are more than the people that have the skills, not just in Nigeria, globally. So Devops is a hot cake. For those that are in US, in fact, their own are better because the pay is very interesting. Those of us in Nigeria too, at least the minimum you can be expecting from any company here is at least 1M per month as a Devops, which is not bad considering wherever we are coming from. Okay, so it's going to be an interesting ride. So buckle your seatbelt, get ready, let's hit the road. Trust me, you're going to enjoy the process. Feel free to always ask questions. Participate. Don't be an onlooker when you come to class. They will be asked, you don't be there looking every day. No. Be part of it. You want active participation because that is the only way you learn. And if you are giving projects, don't go and wait until every other person have done their own before you start. Start it. If you have issue, bring it up. Don't get tired of asking questions. Yes, you may bring up the questions that you maybe no one will give you attention on the first day or the first hours that you brought in because everybody's kind of busy with one thing or the other. But trust me, you'll be answered, you'll be attended to at the end of the day, and you get clarity. Okay, so welcome on board. Tomorrow we'll start. I think that is all.
Yes. Yeah, so as Mr. Austin said, right, the most interesting part of this cloud DevOps job, basically, right, in the job markets right now, the job is even more than the people who have the skills, right? So that makes it more interesting. So you are sure now that okay, you won't say okay, you are just in the market for like 2-3 months. You are not getting a job. The answer, the question will be as in the question is, are you actually as in do you have the skill? Do you have the skill? That is the question in this kind of scenario. It's not the job right now. The job is very globally. This is not even just US. Globally, both in Nigeria, right? There are limited DevOps engineers right now. So that's why you see that if you can be able to answer 60 to 70% of their question in interview, you are going to land on the job. Believe me. And that's why you see most the cloud DevOps engineer, they leverage on 2 jobs. Even some can even do 3 jobs. Because why? if you can be able to know this thing very well, right? This thing is actually easy. If you can be able to know it, right? Maybe your first 2 years or your first year, you now actually understand the process. Believe me, you can leverage on 2 jobs. You can apply for a second job, right? Because this job is 100% remote. You can be at home working, right? So you can be able to do 2-3 jobs at a go, right? So that's so the job is so very, very much right now in the market. So guys, this is supposed to be like a motivation for us all. So just let us just get this skill. Once you have this skill, I'm telling you, you are going to land on the job straight up. And the minimum pay you are going to get as a DevOps engineer in the US is $100,000. That's before the recession. Even now, when there is now inflation and everything, the minimum you can get now is $120,000 in the US. And in Nigeria, as my colleague said, the minimum you can get is 1 million naira per month, right? 1 million naira, and that's kind of huge to go with like Nigeria economy, right? So yeah, so this is supposed to be like a very motivation stuff for us. Let us be actually ready, and by the end of the program, we all will now say, oh wow, last 4 months, like I don't know anything, but see me right now, I'm working as you can claim, as I said, 2-3 years experience, even at times 4 years experience, because what we are going to actually training on, this is industrial practice, enterprise level, you understand? So we are going to mimic what is actually happening in the production environments, right? So I think I can see Mr. Godwin want to ask a question. Yeah. You can go ahead, please. Mr. Godwin, if you don't have noise in your background, you can ask your question, please.
Yeah, Godwin, if you are speaking, you are muted.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. Hi.
Good evening, all.
Yeah. Good evening.
Thanks for being on this platform. At least I'm being gingered a bit. But my question is just a simple one. Please, I want to get the general name of this particular cloud DevOps. That's maybe when you want to read more to understand more on it on Google, the general name you can use to search for it.
Okay, so if you want to know the job description of a cloud DevOps engineer, just type DevOps engineer job description. You will see a lot of job description there. Type cloud engineer. You are going to see a lot of job description there. Type solution architect. You are going to see a job description there. Or you can just even type cloud/DevOps engineer job description. You'll be able to see, or what are the things I need to know as a cloud DevOps engineer. You are going to see a lot of blogs, a lot of articles on this, right? So at least with this, you can be able to understand, and maybe you just actually join the program. We have actually explained everything we are going to actually learn. So you can watch I think this session is recorded, so you can watch the recorded session basically to actually still know much about the cloud DevOps basically. But in a nutshell, is a 4-month program that we are starting from Windows Server, Linux Server in the 2nd month, AWS Cloud in the 3rd month, and DevOps in the 4th month basically. You can mute yourself, please, Mr. Godwin. You have a noise in your background. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. So, these are what you are going to actually learn. Mr. Godwin, please, can you mute yourself? There's a noise in your background. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. So,
is it okay now?
Don't worry, I've muted you. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, that's just the overview of the training, guys. So I want you guys, so the training is going to commence tomorrow, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Central Time Zone, and that is equivalent to 3 p.m. 5 p.m. Nigerian time. And your trainer for Windows Server and Linux Server is going to be Mr. Richard. So you are going to see Mr. Richard for the first time tomorrow, basically. So it will be the one to walk you through Windows Server and Linux. So where we are going to come in is when we get to cloud and DevOps, basically, because as we said, Windows Server and the Linux is just to onboard everybody to IT, right? To this cloud. So once we now get to cloud and DevOps, that's where you now meet me, myself, which my name is Taufik Yusuf, and you meet Austin Okorowu, and Osai Serial, basically.
Okay, before we go, I think we have someone join us now, Kayode. Kayode, okay. Please, can you unmute yourself, introduce yourself? Let's get to meet you, please. We are almost rounding up, actually, but because he just joined, it's good everybody gets to it. Okay. Hello, Kayode, are you there?
Okay, I guess maybe.
So I think I have a question. How do we get into the class tomorrow?
Yeah, so what we are going to do, we are going to move all the paid students to a new WhatsApp group, like after this inaugural session. So in that new WhatsApp group, that's where we are going to paste the link to the class for tomorrow, the Zoom link for the class tomorrow. So by like in the next 2-3 hours, like you should see yourself in a new WhatsApp platform, basically.
Okay, and I have another question.
Yes.
I have issue with this Zoom link because I'm not able to like access it in my laptop. So I don't know if something can be done about that.
You can access your Zoom in your laptop. Do you have Zoom? Do you have Zoom installed in your laptop?
Yes, I do.
Sorry, let me ask. When you try to access, what did you say? What showed?
You know, my WhatsApp, I'm not able to link up my WhatsApp to my laptop. So
okay.
That's
okay.
I can easily do that now. Sorry, Traffic. You can easily link your WhatsApp with your laptop now. What is stopping you from doing it?
I think I just got the laptop. Okay, I'll try and do that tonight.
Okay, so another way you can do is you copy the Zoom link and send it to yourself. You have your email and your WhatsApp, right? Or your
yeah.
Send it to you on the mail. And
okay. Oh, that's good. That's true. That's correct. Okay.
Yeah. So please just let us know if you are still unable to join the class tomorrow, so we can be able to quickly provide solution.
All right, no problem. I will definitely do that. Thank you so much.
Kayode, you have your hands raised. Please go ahead if you can.
All right. So what's the time? Hello, can I go ahead?
Yes, go ahead with the question.
Oh, all right. So I just want to thank the organizers of this program. I want to encourage all the participants here. I met Austin via a project I was working on, and all I can tell you, in addition to what all of the organizers have spoke about, is the opportunities that is existent therein on this platform. And the truth about it is this: everything boils down to each individual. The trainers will only point us in the right direction. It's left for each and every one of us to support each other outside of all of the things they've given us to ensure we do our practices, we do our labs, get ourselves, hands-on and dirty on this. By 2030, I can assure you, 90% of the new workloads and instances that will be coming on board globally will be cloud-based instances. So even by that 2030, we will not have enough DevOps engineers. So the opportunities existing here is very, very, very huge. And I can attest to the technical depth that is available within this class. So I want to encourage all the participants, and I just want to take Austin for even, opening my eyes to this and giving me an opportunity. Yeah, that's all I really want to say. I think the other questions I have probably when the class starts. I know predominantly enough of a lot of our lessons will be on AWS, but there are other cloud platforms too, like Azure, like Google Cloud. And I don't know if the scope of this class touches on some of those other platforms. And I would also like to know as a question if the things we'll learn here will also help us, in cases where we have clients who have hybrid environments where they are running more than one multiple cloud environment. Maybe they have an Azure platform, they have a Google Cloud platform, and they have an AWS platform. Will the things we learn, under this training also help us to be able to easily transition into those areas? I think that will be my only question. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Mr. Austin, I will leave you to the question.
Okay. Thank you, Kayode. Welcome to the platform. Okay, your question. No, yeah, you showed that you are actually just joining, but at least you know very much well that we are in the same. You are in the same company. At least we are working for the same company, and you know that in my present company we have infrastructures both on GCP, that is Google Cloud Platform, and Microsoft Azure, whereas dominantly, majority of our resources are on AWS. However, personally as an individual, I did not undergo any training elsewhere, anywhere for GCP or Microsoft Azure, but I'm responsible for administering this environment. So what am I trying to say? That the knowledge that has been imparted during the course of this program is enough. It does not take away that if you desire personally, say, I want to, go and get certification in Azure or Google platform, you can do that. But the knowledge you are getting on this, because AWS is the dominant cloud service provider, as long as cloud industry is concerned. So your knowledge here, and again, it's just a difference in naming conventions. Majority of the services are similar. And AWS environment, even though presently they have been trying to simplify it, before now, prior to this period, AWS environment have been very complex to understand. Unlike the Azures and Google platform, whereby it's like you are normal, you'll be working on Google environment, you think you are just normally Googling, like the way you do. So if you're able to survive within AWS platform, trust me, you are good to go on any cloud platform you find yourself. So you'll be good. You'll be fine. Okay. So I don't know, Kayode, does that take care of your concern?
Completely. I think that's alleviated my fears completely. Thank you very much, Austin.
Okay. We have people because I don't know, do we?
Then I can see Mr. Emeka as well. Mr. Emeka just joined the session. So Mr. Emeka, do you have any question you want to ask us, or do you have any worry, or can we just meet you, please, to actually know how we can serve you better?
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
With regards to question, I'm just joining now, so I don't really know what. I think when I go through I will request for the video so that I can know what has been said and all that, so that I can know this thing. But for now, I am just blank. I'm just trying to know what's going on and all that.
Yeah. Okay. So like, this is just a mere inaugural session, just to actually meet our prospective students. And if you have any question you want to ask, or maybe you want to know more about the training, what is called cloud and DevOps, how we're going to actually train you to become a cloud DevOps engineer. So, just normal basic question. But if you know you don't have any question, then fine, you can still go ahead and watch the recorded session. And the class is starting tomorrow, basically. And if you are in Nigeria, it does 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Nigerian time. And we expect everybody to make their payments. For Nigerian residents, it's 50,000 naira per month. while for US residents it's $400 per month. So we expect everybody to make their payments before the training begin tomorrow, basically. And we are starting with Windows Server Administration tomorrow, and your trainer is going to be Mr. Richard. So you need to just come with, as in just be with your laptop. The specification, at least you must have 8 gig RAM, because you are going to install some softwares in your laptop, which is going to actually take some space. So yeah, I think that's just the basic things you need to actually have. But if you have any other question you want to ask, you can still go ahead, please.
Okay, just to chip into Emeka. Hello, Emeka, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
If you have noticed that you've been struggling to join for some time now, almost an hour, I've seen you come in multiple times and jump and go out. I believe it's network related.
Yes.
So I advise for the session, the actual sessions, please, you need to get a place that have a good network connectivity so that you don't suffer this, okay? Because I wouldn't want to just depend solely on watching videos. Yes, you are going to watch videos and practice, but it's necessary if you attend the class, okay? So for tomorrow, please, I don't know where you are now. I believe that maybe you change your location. That's why you're able to connect now. So maybe use the same place tomorrow, please.
Definitely I will. Definitely I will, sir.
Okay.
So if you have questions,
yeah, I think we have Mr. T as well in the session. So Mr. T, this is just like inaugural session. So like we want to meet our students. We want to know like if you have any question you want to ask the trainer. So we are here to actually answer your question. So can we meet you, please, Mr. T?
Hello, my name is, can you hear me clearly?
Yes, we can.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. My name is Tolu Olakami. I reside in Houston, Texas. I'm currently new to IT, so I'm open to learn and I'm looking forward to this training. I have a question though, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Okay, sir. So my question is, after we secure a job, they used to do this background check about your previous employer. Is there any assistance in regards to that?
Oh, well, we want to discuss that on this session. Like
Okay.
we want to discuss that in this recorded session. So that would be like a personal discussion. So you can,
Okay. All right.
yeah, you can private chat me for that, please.
All right. Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay.
I think we have Mr. Anthony Wafo.
Okay. Mr. Anthony, can we meet you, please?
Yeah, good evening, no?
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Sorry, I just joined late. I had a tight schedule.
Okay.
I'm based in Enugu, Nigeria. I'm delighted to be part of this program, even though I don't have a background in IT. So my question is, how can you guys make it so simple for those of us that are not from IT background to be able to make sure that we have something to be proud of, the money we spent, not just being after the first month we'll now lose interest. So how do you guys make it that some of us that are not in IT background, even from science background, but not IT?
Yeah, okay. To answer your question, right? What we are actually doing differently in this trading is that we are starting from the scratch. We are starting from the ABCD in IT. If you don't, in fact, this trading is actually for you. If you don't have any previous experience, you are in the right place, because we are starting from the scratch. We are starting from Windows Server Administration, where you are going to learn local area network, wide areas, in the meaning of local area network, wide area network, personal area network. Like, what's the meaning of network infrastructure? Like, how can you join a server to become a domain controller? you are going to learn the basics, the fundamentals in IT, right? And that will span for 1 month, for complete 1 month. So once we are done with that, we'll now move to Linux server administration. So we are training you from the scratch. So like if you don't have any previous experience, like you don't need to actually worry yourself, because we are starting from the scratch. All what we just need from you is practice, commitments, because like even though we train you on all these things, if you are just watching the video, if you are just listening and you are not practicing, believe me, you won't know anything. You will just and that's why I said this go beyond the money you are paying right now. You understand? Because the knowledge we want to pass to you, this is a career basically, right? And I can tell you categorically, like in the next 3-4 years, as Mr. Kayode said, right? Even right now, basically, the amount of cloud DevOps job outside is more than the DevOps engineer we have, right? So you just need to be dedicated to the training. We are starting from the scratch, yes, and we are going to walk you through the process right from simple to complex. You understand? Because definitely it's going to get complex. I don't want to just sugarcoat it. Don't let me say maybe it's easy. There's nothing easy, basically. Like to end those 6 figures, right? It's actually not easy. You need to actually sacrifice something. Exactly. So there's nothing good you want to get that's going to actually come easy. So expect that, okay, fine, with the Windows Server aspect, that would be kind of nice. The Linux, at least, because in that Linux now, you will now be working in the command line interface. Linux is all about command line interface. We call it CLI. Why the Windows Server part, you will be working. Can you mute yourself, please?
I'll do that. The whole back in the background that I cannot hear you well.
Please mute yourself. Can you mute Mr. Emeka, please, Mr. Austin?
Yes, I've muted everyone. I've muted everyone.
Okay, nice. Yeah, so we are starting from the scratch, basically, right? In Windows Server administration aspects, you are going to learn how to actually do all these things in the graphical user interface, which we call GUI, right? Graphical user interface. While in the Linux Server administration, you will now learn how to run a Linux command, like how to work in the command line interface, which is called the CLI, right? So like, as you can see, we are starting from the scratch, right from graphical user interface to command line interface. Then from there, we will now move to cloud and eventually DevOps. So you need this Windows Server knowledge and Linux Server knowledge to be able to actually survive in cloud. That will equip you for cloud and DevOps, basically, right? So we are going to make it easy for you guys. We just need you to be dedicated to the training, and I can assure you that we're going to promise at least that skill. We are going to make sure that we give you that skill. We just want you to just be ready and be dedicated to the training. All right. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Mimika.
Mario, please, can you
do it? Please, well, last question, please.
Yes.
If you don't mind.
Yes.
Yeah. At the end of this DevOps class, at the end of the period, where do I see myself? Which career progression am I looking at?
Okay.
What job opening am I expecting or to apply for?
Okay. So by the end of the training, you are going to be a cloud DevOps engineer. So the job you'll be applying for is a cloud DevOps role. Either you can call it cloud engineer. If it's cloud engineer, yes, you can actually pick up a job as a cloud engineer. And if it's a DevOps engineer, yes, you can easily pick up a job, a job of DevOps engineer. But most companies, like even though they call it cloud engineer, they like to mix the job of both cloud and DevOps together. So that's why I do call it cloud DevOps engineer. So the cloud aspect is for you to help them to manage their resources, their services, their infrastructure hosted in the cloud, while the DevOps aspect is for you to manage the deployment process, right? Deployment process on top of this infrastructure. So where you are seeing yourself like is that you are going to be a cloud DevOps engineer, which the job is very, very demanding in the market right now, right? So at least once you are now a cloud DevOps engineer, 5 or let me say 4 or 5 years down the line, you might say, okay, yes, you want to actually become a full stack engineer, like you want to learn programming. You want to learn Python for what? For developing an application. You want to learn Java for developing an application. You are not a programmer right now. You are just a cloud DevOps engineer, but you work closely with the developers, because the idea is that the developer will be the one to write the code, while is the DevOps engineer that will now build the code and deploy the code on top of this infrastructure, right? So 3-4 years down the line, you might say, okay, yeah, you want to actually, since you are so good with the cloud DevOps job, you still want to actually inculcate programming skill into what you are learning, right? You might say, okay, yes, you want to learn Python because right now, as you can see, the world is now turning into machine learning, artificial intelligence, robot, and so all these particular things is, they use Python to build this thing. The backend is Python. So Python is the future. It's not even future, like even right now, as in is the future right now, right? So like you might say, okay, yes, you want to start learning Python, so that's when you've now actually gotten a job. You are working as a cloud DevOps engineer. Then you now want to actually call yourself a software, like a full stack engineer. Yes, you can start learning Python, but where you can see yourself by the end of this program is that you can be able to actually pick up a job as a cloud DevOps engineer.
Thank you very much. I'm impressed.
Okay. So Mayo, go ahead.
Question?
Meet you.
Hello?
Yes.
Hello. So, Mayo, can we meet you?
Is Mr. Mayowa there? Miss Olumayowa iPhone. Can we meet you, please?
Okay. While we wait for Mayowa to respond, we have Instagram.
I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, go ahead, please. Who is
go ahead, Mr. Emeka, with your question. Okay. I think maybe Mr. Emeka is struggling with his network. So let us.
Can you hear me now?
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Mr. Olumayowa. Go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Mao. I'm sorry, I had an issue with my microphone. My name is Mawa. I reside in Houston, Texas, and I'm sorry I have to be out of this meeting like 5 minutes. I have a training.
Go ahead. Yeah. So do you have any question, Mr. Mayowa? Like, do you have anything you want us to?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't even know I was muted. I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, I said I have to get off this meeting in like 5 minutes because I have a training going on right now. But
okay.
I know there are a lot of trainings, a lot of people coming up with different trainings in Houston, cloud, DevOps, and all this. Was a lot of craziness going on in Houston right now, and it can be difficult for you to actually get, to be able to stick with one person. I've had a couple of guys approach me. Oh, I'll train you. I'll do this in 3 months. You become a this. You become a that. But I don't know why I'm sticking with you guys. I know actually it's from word of mouth reference actually, but I want to believe that I'm going to get the full value for my money, and I'm going to get the knowledge that I'm actually seeking for. But my question is, do you have any form of boot camp in this training? Has it been incorporated in this training that would enable us to work on like probably dummy projects or something?
Okay, that's all. Like
That's all.
that your
That's all.
question? Okay,
That's
yeah.
my question.
So, like, I want to say first and foremost. So, like you said, right? We have a lot of trainees, right now in the tech, like in the US, cloud DevOps trainees. But believe me, right? Most of all these guys, they might not be even be working as a cloud DevOps engineer. Like they don't even know what they ask in the industry. Because believe me, right? If you want to go for cloud DevOps interview, they are going to grill you. And they won't just be asking you based on the certification or based on say, okay, what is this, what is that? No, they are going to give you like a scenario base. They want to know projects you've actually worked on, right? So that's what we're actually doing differently in our training. In the cloud and DevOps training, you'll be exposed to a lot of projects which you can actually claim. We are going to mimic a production environment that's okay, yes, by the second week of the training, you'll be able to host a dynamic website. Sorry. Can you meet everybody, please, Mr. Austin? Can you mute Mr. Anthony, please, Mr. Austin? Oh, okay, yeah. So, yes. So, like in the cloud aspects, right, is project-based training. We are going to have like 3 to 4 projects in cloud alone. And that project is what's actually claiming in the interview, right? We are going to host a static website on an S3 bucket. We are going to leverage on the LAMP stack projects. LAMP stack is like Linux, Apache, MySQL, and PHP projects, right? And this is a full dynamic website. You'll be able to know how to host this website on AWS Cloud. And this is a project, basically, right? You are going to know how to leverage on serverless application. You'll be able to know how to make use of some serverless services in AWS, like API gateway, Lambda function, DynamoDB database. You understand? So it's a project-based training, and that's for cloud aspect. And in the DevOps aspect, we are going to mimic a production environment where you are going to deploy an application, a dynamic application on an orchestration tool, which in our case, we are going to leverage on Kubernetes. I know, like, I don't want to be using all these words so that most people will not be like, this thing is kind of much, but I just want to let you understand what we are going to see, basically, because I know there are some people here that have some, let me say, a form of knowledge in cloud already, right? The most popular tool we have in DevOps, like to actually manage your containers, is what? Kubernetes, right? We are going to mimic a production environment to deploy application on Kubernetes platform. And this is project you can actually claim in the interview, right? That while working in social company, you are the one who manage their CI/CD pipeline to deploy application on this orchestration tool. You'll be able to learn how to troubleshoot on Kubernetes platform. You learn how to troubleshoot your pipeline, right? So these are what we are going to actually, so this is not just a theory training. We will just give you that basic understanding, right? Once you are done with that basic understanding, then we will now move to hands-on. So it's purely hands-on, right? So the beauty of this training is that we are your trainer that is going to train you in cloud and DevOps. We are all cloud DevOps lead in where we are working, right? So we know what is actually expected, right? So like I can assure you, once you are done with the training and you can be able to practice everything in cloud and DevOps, there's no interview you are not going to ace. Believe me. Our last batch, there was a guy, I don't know, maybe you were you joined early, right? There was a guy who just got a job 2 weeks ago with Bank of America, right? And 6-figure, like, obviously. This guy does not have any knowledge in IT. He studied microbiology, right? So I think with this kind of experience we have, I can tell you that yes, we are the right person to actually give you this training. And the amount we are even charging, $400 per month, is very, if you want to compare that with other training, you are going to know that, yes, we are just doing like a promo, right? To compare to how much you are going to actually get in town. I see some training, they are collecting $1,000 per month, $800 per month, right? So it's because even by next year, we are going to actually increase the training fee, obviously, because there's no way you can be able to see this $400 per month. Believe me, there's no way. Check all the training, like Google search. There's no training session that they are going to walk you through this process and collect $400 per month from you. No way, right? So I'm used with Houston very well, and I know a lot of training going on in Houston. There's no way you can actually see this training that is going to cost you $400 per month, right? So as I said, it's not just all about the money. We are just here to actually impact, right? As you can see, Indians are the one dominated in IT industry, right? So we want to actually also contribute a quota as well for us to actually bring African as well to the IT, so that we can be able to also dominate this IT world as well. So I don't know if I answered your question, Mr. Mayowa. So I think he's no longer in the session. Okay, you can watch the recorded session. I can see
Hello?
Mr. Kayode want to talk. Yes, go ahead, please.
Okay, so there may be a bit of echo. Just bear with me because of where I am.
Okay.
Again, I want to encourage everybody here. You see, the approach this particular training program has taken is called Capstone Projects. And you can Google it up. And what that means is it's almost like you are getting work experience from the training, because you are going to deliver an actual life project that you can reach. And tell your interviewers or those that will be employing you, these are the things you did, these are the processes you went through. So for me, this is a skill. If you have to go to Udacity or any other platform to get this, you'll be paying anywhere between $2,500 to $3,500. This is a steal. And I just want to thank every single one in this particular organization that has put this together and say thank you. This is a steal. Whether you're paying $400 or you personally with Austin, and I've seen these things happen, like, and I'm appreciation. I know what everybody here will give if we can be dedicated and serious. I want to encourage everybody as a participant, because I'm also a student. Please, there is so much to gain. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
You're welcome, Mr. Kayode. Thanks so much for the word of encouragement to the students. We really appreciate that. So I think I think I have one, Mr. Insirim, right? Yeah. Sorry if I didn't get the pronunciation right. Mr. Insirim, can we meet you, please? Mr. Insirim Anthony.
Hello.
Yeah. Hi.
Please, so I want to get light across. So I just came back.
No,
so the place
we don't need to see your face. Like, we don't need to see your face. Like, we just want you. Like, we just want to meet you. Basically, we want to. If you have any question for us, so just ask us any question. Basically, we are here to answer your question. Like, this is just a question and answer forum. The training is going to commence tomorrow. Basically.
Okay, I think the class will be starting tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay. But now I think by like, can I use my phone for tomorrow?
Oh, well, you can use your phone to actually join the class and see what we are. But as I said, right, you are in the this training program requires you to like you need a laptop basically. So if you are not with your laptop, you can watch as in you can watch with your phone, see how the trainer is actually going through everything, like how he's installing everything and how he's configuring everything, right? So maybe when you get home, you can now watch the video with your laptop and practice everything we've done, right? So basically you are going to need a laptop for this training. So if you are not with your laptop, maybe anytime and the training is going on, fine, you can join with your phone and listen and see how we are doing things, but eventually you are going to need a laptop to actually practicalize everything, right? Yeah. So that's
No problem. No issue. I have a laptop,
okay.
but
Okay.
just the access for tomorrow.
Yeah, sure. You can join with your phone tomorrow. And tomorrow will just be like that will be day one where you are going to be introduced to how to install some softwares and everything required for the training. So yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It's all right.
So I hope
I have a question, sir.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mr. Anthony.
Okay.
The lecture
No,
is
I'm
usually
okay.
is always weekends.
Yes, it's just is weekend, Saturday and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. That's CST.
CST,
That
okay.
the CST. So that's we here in Texas. Why for Nigerian time that would be 3 p.m. to 5 p.m.
Saturday and Sunday. Okay. Fair
Yes.
enough.
Yes, and that will be on Zoom.
Fair enough.
So once you make your payments, we are going to move you to a new WhatsApp platform like after 2-3 hours right now, so that because it's in that platform, we are going to drop the link for tomorrow's class. So please,
I will make payment after this conversation.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, Mr. Nwafo.
If you watch on the WhatsApp group, I just dropped a message now for those that have not made payment in case you're looking for the.
I will chat this guy. I will chat him up.
Okay.
Once
Okay.
I pay.
Okay.
I will chat Victor up once I make payment.
Okay. So guys, I think we've done justice to most of the question, and let us get started, right? So tomorrow, you are going to meet your trainer, which is Mr. Richard. It will be the one to train you on Windows Server and Linux. His name is Mr. Richard. So please, guys, make your payments and let us meet you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, please, look, final question. I hope there will be no delay in timing because I have another class, another online class by 5 to 7.
No, no, the training is 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. But if you ask me, yes, like it might span like 5:01 or 5:05, but it's just within 3 to 5 p.m. basically. Yeah. Yeah.
That's not an issue.
Yeah. Okay. So I think I'm seeing one person as well, iPhone, but the name is not actually showing. Yeah, this person just joined iPhone. So please, this is just like an inaugural lecture to actually meet our prospective students. So, and we want to ask, do you have any question you want to ask with the trainer? And also, like, we want to meet you to know your background and everything basically. So, like, I don't know the person's name, but it's just an iPhone. This is just iPhone. So, iPhone, can we meet you, please?
Okay, yeah. My name is Amina Yusuf.
Okay. So,
yeah.
Do you have any question you want to ask, or like maybe do you have any question basically on the training program?
No questions at all. The
Okay.
time is fine by me. Yeah.
Okay, so the training is from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Nigerian time, and if it's CST, like if you are in the US, it's 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. CST. So we are going to start from like when
Hello, Mr. Taufik. Lost you, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I think I muted myself, right? Yeah. So the trading is going to commence tomorrow. So please,
Okay.
yeah, and if you are in Nigeria, as I said, that will be 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Nigerian time. So you just need to have your laptop, and your laptop must have like 8 gig RAM because you are going to install some software for this training program, right? So, yeah, please try to make your payments. For Nigerian residents, is 50,000 naira
Okay.
per month, while for US residents is $400 per month, basically. So once you make your payments, we are going to add your number to the new WhatsApp platform where you are going to receive the link for tomorrow's class, basically. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Mrs. Aminat. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you. So do we still have any other question, guys? Any question, or do you have any new prospective students?
Yeah,
Hello.
I don't know if I can ask mine.
Hello?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Go ahead, please.
I'm like somebody that's basically the only basis I have in IT or computer is during university that we borrowed courses from computer science. So I'm basically like a novice, but since I've been on this Zoom meeting, I'm really seeing that you people are good in what you do by going back to the basis, like the ABC. You understand? Because some of us didn't even do anything physical sciences. So I really appreciate your time, the way you were picking it one after the other, how you carry us along. I really appreciate that. So my question is on the issue of getting a system that is 8 gig RAM. Let's assume somebody doesn't have that at the moment for tomorrow's class. If such softwares are being shared for the link for download, and maybe somebody like me doesn't have a system that is up to that RAM, can it still be, like, can I still have the opportunity to get them later, maybe after the class, to maybe use it and revise on what I learned from the class?
You actually need a laptop that can be able to accommodate these softwares, because you are going to install an hypervisor and that will take some space. You are going to install virtual machine that will take some space on your laptop, basically, so I will advise, if there's a way you can be able to let me say get a laptop that will be like 8 gig RAM, or if you can be able to, I think there's a way you can spin up your 4 gig RAM.
My question is, like, in case somebody doesn't maybe you are not able to download those stuffs tomorrow.
Okay.
Is it that the person is missing out completely, or maybe
No. So like I said, right? We have we have a recorded session. By the end of the training, we are going to send a recorded session to everybody's email. So you have that recorded session. So what we do advise everybody, like, you don't need to start installing in the class. You just need to watch the process, right? So once you get home, you can now rewatch the video and practice everything we have in the video. So as you are watching the video, you will now start installing, downloading the software and doing the configurations.
The link will be on the video.
Yes, sure. On how we are going to actually install everything, the trainer is going to walk you through the process, and you can be able to actually watch the video and see the process as well, right? So yeah, so like,
last but not the least, okay.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Okay. The last but not the least is, like, you that is an experienced person in this tech of a thing, which RAM or like system space or RAM that you can advise somebody to get, so that in future the person might not be in need of getting a new laptop again. 8 gig.
8 gig, yes, sir.
Gig,
The
the
space size
minimum can actually get bigger, but 8 gig will serve you for the purpose of.
Yeah, at least minimum of 8 gig. You can go ahead and get 12, 16, 36, more than, right? So at least you need a minimum of 8 gig basically for this training.
The space storage size, sorry.
No, like what we just actually required is 8 gig. Just get the 8 gig RAM laptop, you are good.
Then the storage is not really much. As long if you are using HDD drive, you can maybe 500 terabyte, 1 terabyte. If you are using SSD, 254 or any, it's okay. The most important thing is the speed.
It's the speed, yeah.
Yes. So,
Okay.
We have a new pet now.
Thank you very much, sir.
I have a question, sir.
Yes.
Sir.
Yes, go ahead, please. Go ahead, Mr. Emeka. Hello.
His network is unstable.
Okay.
Emeka, if you are speaking, you are muted. Or is it your network? I don't know. Okay, for those of us that already have laptops that are maybe 4 gig RAM or something, you don't need to go and buy a new laptop. You can, depending on your location, you can go to the nearest computer community, computer village, where they say accessories, and tell them to increase your RAM size. If your laptop has 2 slots where you can put extra RAM, you can buy extra 4 gig RAM. But if it's a singular port or slot, then you may have to discuss with them. If they will accept, you can exchange, give them that your 4 gig RAM, buy and pay them, compensate them for the extra 4 gig they're going to sell to you. That is giving you a singular 8 gig RAM that you can insert in your laptop and you are still good to go. So you don't necessarily need to go and buy a new laptop.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah. Hi, Mr. Emeka, we can hear you.
Okay, I want to ask about the certification.
Okay.
At the end of the program, how is it going to be? As in, are we going to write a standard exam, or is it going to be from? Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so there is a certification in AWS, right? You are not writing any certification for this training. Okay. You are writing a certification which is worldly recognized, AWS certification. We have a lot of AWS certification, right? We have AWS Cloud Practitioner. We have AWS Solution Architect, like associate level. We have different type of certification in AWS, but the one we do encourage as trainees to enroll for is AWS Solution Architect. And the reason why we want you to actually get this certification is to validate your knowledge in cloud, number one, and number two, to actually assist in your LinkedIn profile building, right? So that once you have that in your CV, right, that will actually attract recruiters to want to schedule an interview with you. Because once you have that certification, that will attract recruiters, right? So that's why we do encourage everybody to write a form of certification, which is AWS Solution Architect, associate level. So if you want to register for the certification, that will be the end of the program. And we are going to actually guide you through on how to write the certification, the material required for you to actually pass the certification, right? So yeah, basically, so we can walk you through those sides. Basically, that's the end of the that's by the end of the training, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. The purpose of this training is not really to, for certification, because certification is not enough. My colleague have already pointed this out, but I'm just, emphasizing them for those that just joined. Certification is not just enough. Certification is going to get you interview invites, but you will hardly, the word is hard, in fact, almost impossible to land a job. So the purpose of this training is to give you real hands-on experience that you can claim, I have 3 years experience as a Devops engineer, and you'll be able to defend it in your interview. Okay, so at the end of the training session, we are going to give you material which is majorly theoretical, things that you are going to read to go and pass certification. Certification is MCQ question, like A, B, C, D. So you choose the option and pass. But that is not what we are giving you here. The purpose here is really hands-on experience, 3 years minimum experience as a DevOps engineer, minimum. Okay. So I just say I should point that out.
Yeah. So I think that actually answer your question, Mr. Is it Mr. Godwin or Mr. Emeka that has a question?
Yeah, it's me.
Okay, so do we still have another question, or we can just round up for today? Any question, like any worries, anything? So like in the absence of no question, then we can just easily call it a day. And please, if you have not made your payments, please make your payments so that we can be able to transfer you to a new WhatsApp platform, because that's where we are going to drop the link for tomorrow's class, basically. So
for those that have already paid, will be moved within 2
you'll be moved in a bit. Yeah.
Innocent, I'll call you.
Actually take you. Yeah, so it's Mr. Raymond that's going to take you for Windows Server. So you are going to see your trainer tomorrow, basically, for Windows Server and Linux. Why you are going to meet us in cloud and DevOps. Okay, so thank you, guys. Thank you.
Hi, guys. Good evening. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.